Hi, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your Mercury retrograde reading for you. Now, this Mercury retrograde is from December 13th to January 1st, and let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously to be seen by the YouTube algorithm, so thank you so much for doing so. We have the Knight of Wands reversed. We have the Hangman, angels, and spirit guides show me clearly. We then have the Eight of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, the List, which is Judgment, the Two of Cups, and the Three, the Three of Wands reversed. This is very interesting. So what it looks like here with the Knight of Wands reversed, there is a sense of a tremendous amount of speed around us. We're going to be looking at things and feeling like everything is moving so quickly, where it might not be. We might, find out that when we come out of this Mercury retrograde, which again, Mercury retrograde is from December 13th to January 1st, but then we're in the post-shadow period, which is for 3 weeks after Mercury retrograde. And what we're going to see is that there's just a sense of a distortion of time with us. We can have a bit of a temper during this time, so just be mindful about this. We really want to charge things forward. We are super intense. We are super focused, super driven, but it can eat up all our energy, all our time, and we might not be the most fun people to be around during this time. So just be mindful of this as well, because that's not going to be good for anybody if what we're doing is draining us and overwhelming us and making it so that we're not enjoying our day-to-day existence. So be mindful about that. The Hangman, we're seeing things so differently. There's going to be an epiphany after this. So I don't know if that's going to be on the 1st of January. There's going to be this epiphany moment, which would be really cool if it correlated with the new year. So that would be something. But there's also the sense of it could be after the post-shadow period, which is 3 weeks after the 1st of January, where we start to look at things so differently. And we're like, oh, that's why? That's why I had to go through all of this, or that's why this happened and that happened. The Eight of Wands is just the speed that everything is heading in. And Mercury retrograde tends to move really, really fast, right? Mercury is the fastest moving planet. And there is just a sense here, because Mercury moves back and forth from our sign, Sagittarius, to Capricorn, and then back to Sagittarius. Again, we're in Sagittarius time frame up until the 21st of December, and then we move into Capricorn time frame. So I think it's very interesting that Mercury is moving back and forth between these time frames during this time. So there's just a sense of speed. There's also a sense of we'll feel really comfortable when things are in Sagittarius. Now, we might be learning a lot of lessons while things are in Sagittarius, but we're also going to feel rather more grounded, more stabilized when Mercury is in Capricorn. So we do have the Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn coming into play. And that can be very beneficial for us if we're born on the cusp with Capricorn, if we have Earth sign energy in our chart, and even Earth sign energies in our life are going to be just very strong and positive for us. So just be aware of that. There is a sense of taking things in and of looking at things and broadening up our existence. We're not judging ourselves as much. We're moving towards what we love, but our world is becoming smaller. It's not a bad thing at all, but really looking at things and saying, okay, well, where do I want to be? And what is it that I desire? And what is it that I need? And we're looking at how to open up the doors for us into our own existence, like into our own coziness and connection. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Now, if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a snowman in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced in a separate video on the 1st of January. And if you're interested in purchasing a private reading, my website is linked in the description box below. So check that out, daneharttarot.com. Angels and spirit guides. Here we have magical reversed. We can have a bit of the sparkle coming out of our existence, like coming out of our life for one reason or another. It can be during this time, or we're recovering from a time where the magic just seemed to fall away, and we could have been very melancholy, a little bit, upset. It could be intense. So just be mindful about this. When magical reversed, it's how do I have a magical existence? And it's not surrounding ourselves with stuff, but it is how do I look at the magic and the beauty within my world and within myself? And that's going to be a big deal during this time, because it will be very easy to become so practical, to become so almost jaded that it's like, oh, well, does this have any meaning anyway? And Spirit's like, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. So let us connect again with the magical and the beautiful. Now, let's see what our chakra energy is. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is family, the root chakra. At the root of us is family. At the root of us, now this is either the family that raised us, that we've created for ourselves, whatever family means to you. This is at the root of us during this time. And a connection with that family, a connection with our ancestors, with what we love, that's going to be a very important thing. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of during this Mercury retrograde. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. And this is the death card. Now, this is Scorpio energy. So if we're born on the cusp with Scorpio, we have Scorpio in our chart, just be mindful that this part of our personality can kind of be tripping us up more than we had thought it would, or yeah, it can just be tripping us up. We have Scorpios in our lives that again also trip us up or have things presented forward that we're like, why is this even going on? With Scorpio energy as well, or with the death card energy, this is a lot of secrets. This can be a lot of lies. This can be a lot of things hidden from us. So just being mindful about this during this time, that we're really not into the secrets. We're really not into shadiness or, you know, or lies or chaos or anything like that. So just be aware of this, that we don't have time for it. And if we see it in our lives, we're going to be like, you know what? No, not for me. Thank you very much. Let me move on. So starting with the Knight of Wands reversed. The Knight of Wands reversed, again, we are represented by the wands in the major arcana. And we're going to see that that Mercury retrograde goes back and forth again between Sagittarius and Capricorn. So the pre-shadow period began on the 25th of November, and that was in Sagittarius. And this was calling us to dream big. And we are really good at that energy, Sagittarius. When the sun is in Sagittarius, when the moon is in Sagittarius, when planets are in Sagittarius, there's this call to like dream big, and we answer it. We really do. It can be a challenging call. It can be an intense call, because usually I've seen things like, okay, so, when people say when you're in the year of whatever in the Chinese zodiac, that year isn't going to be your rah rah, like I can do it year type of thing, that year is going to bring challenges. I see that with the time period in the zodiac, where when your time period comes up in the zodiac, your birth time, it's a little bit more challenging. It's a little bit more complex. So just being aware of this during this time, that yes, we're moving forward. Yes, we're going after what we want, but things have become a little bit more complex. We could become a little bit more aware of things during this time. And on the 1st of December till the 23rd of December, Mercury moved into Capricorn. And what we're going to see here is that this is much more grounding, much more practical. And so it can really put a damper on the dreams that have become such a powerful part of ourselves. Now, from December 24th to January 1st, Mercury is again back in Sagittarius. So our dreams are to act big and to go after. What I'm seeing here is that there's a bit of a frustration around us. The Knight of Wands can be astoundingly reckless. When any knight is reversed, it's a reckless sign. It's a sense of, kind of throw caution to the wind, light it on fire, see what happens type of thing. And this is going to be a time where we kind of have to temper ourselves back. We can want to push and push and push, and Spirit's saying, exactly what are you pushing for? Like, what is it that you thought you would be achieving, or you thought you wanted during this time? Because Mercury retrograde is going to have a tendency during this time to bring up what we really need to say to ourselves or to others, what we really need in order to step into our power, into a realization, okay, this is what I want, this is what I'm going for, this is where I need to be for myself. Yes, it brings up a lot of chaos around communication, right? Communication and tech and travel, all things Mercury. But we also have the creation god Quora, which Mercury is conjunct the dwarf planet Quora, and Quora is a creation god. And Quora is bringing order out of chaos. And that's what we're going to be seeing here. And we're going to see that also happening within ourselves. The place where there's a bit of chaos, where there's a bit of, frustration, anger, aggression, whatever it is, however it manifests itself in our lives, we are going to see order coming out of that. And we're going to see a stabilized factor within ourselves. The hangman is that we're seeing things very differently. Now, it's very interesting that Mercury retrograde is right near the new moon that was on the 12th. And so we're going to see here we're seeing things differently. We're looking at things and we're questioning. We're saying, do I want this or do I want that? How is it that I want to move forward? Where is it that I need to be? How is it that I'm opening up the doors for myself? So we're looking at things differently than we have before. And we're going to see that as we're looking at things differently, everything is picking up speed. Again, Mercury is a very fast moving planet, and we can feel like I haven't gotten the time to ground. I haven't gotten the time to stabilize. I haven't gotten the time to really see or say what I want or what I need or where it is that I need to be before it's on to the next thing and on to the next thing. We are physically going to have to pull back during this time. It's like pulling the reins. I'm just seeing, you know, you know, in a one horse open sleigh, right? When they're riding in a sleigh with the horses pulling it, and I see the person pulling it back. It's like, pull it back. It might be fun to go super fast, but it's also a bit reckless and a bit dangerous. And we're going to have a bit of a proclivity during this time towards the recklessness, even if we're thinking, oh no, that's not me. I like to plan. I like things slow. I like things steady type of thing. There is going to be just a bit of, I can take that risk. Like, I can take that chance. I can bet on this. And it's not going to be bad per se. We need that. We need to bet on ourselves. But we also have to look at things from a different point of view and not get caught up in how quickly we think everything is. Like how quickly we think, oh, I have to respond so quickly. I have to respond so quickly. Slow it down. You're going to see yourself making better decisions. With the Queen of Pentacles, this is again Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So if you're born on the cusp with Capricorn, you're like, this is, Spirit just said you're winning. So that's good for all of you born on the cusp with Capricorn. You're also going to feel very comfortable when, or if you have Capricorn in your chart, when Mercury goes into Capricorn. There's a sense of a stabilizing practical energy. So just being aware of that, wherever, if you have Capricorn in your chart, wherever it shows up, it's going to highlight that form of your personality. So I have Capricorn in my finances. So when Capricorn shows up, it highlights my finances. It highlights, being a lot more serious and a lot more practical about things. So just knowing that for ourselves, Sagittarius is going to be very good. Now, if you're saying that's nice, Dane, I don't have Capricorn in my chart, there is the sense during this time when Mercury moves into Capricorn, you're not all over the place. A lot of people are going to be all over the place with Mercury retrograde. But what we're going to find is that we're able to take the reins. We're able to see the bigger picture, say, this is what I want. This is what I don't want. This is how I'm going to move forward. This is how I'm not going to deal with things. I'm planting the seeds. I'm moving things towards where I want to be, big picture. I'm opening up my eyes. I'm looking at things a lot more practically, and then also keeping the dreamer state within myself to be able to move forward to where I want to be. We're making a list and we're checking it twice. We really are. And I think that's super cute because there's a sense here of judgment. Like we're looking at things and we're saying, oh, but I can do this and I can do that. We're not judging ourselves as harshly, and we do have a tendency to do so. We are ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter brings greatness to us, and we can feel I'm meant for greater things. I'm meant for greater things. But why not make the greatness out of the life that we have right now? That's going to be a very big thing for us. How to make our existence right now great. Even if we know deep in our bones, this is not my end stop, like this is not where I want to be, but I'm going to make this great and I'm going to make this beautiful because I owe it to my energy and to myself to embrace me and what I love and who I am. And so we're looking at this with judgment, and we're going to see us rising out of darkness, rising out of doubt or fear or negativity or hurt or pain. And that really brings us to the Two of Cups. It brings us to a place of healing, beautiful love. It brings us to a place of good cheer and happiness and contentment and feeling more stabilized and more secure than we were feeling before. And as this moves us forward, we're really going to be seeing that we're setting up 2024, and it's planetarily, astrologically, it's being set up to be a year where we move forward with more clarity, more insight, more of a sense, oh, this is what I want. Like I'm leaving behind the scars. I'm leaving behind the hurt. It's not that we don't have scars and hurts and doubts and fears, but it is that I'm not letting this rule my life anymore. And again, that's what we have to be mindful of with the Knight of Wands reverse, because Knight of Wands energy is just very reckless, not thinking energy, where it's just, I want to charge forward. And it can have that fire. I just see it as very kind of like teenage boys who run amok or teenagers who run amok. And you're sitting there and you're like, how can you cause so much damage or so much harm? Like think things through. So that's the energy that I'm getting here. So just be mindful. I know that's a terrible, gross generalization, but that's the imagery that just, that just comes forward, where it's very much like, it's frustration. It's not fully thinking the actions through. It's, kind of thinking you're invincible type of thing. So just be mindful about this. And if you have that type of energy in your life, because I don't know why I keep on coming back to this card, because somebody might have this energy in their life and it's like, I don't know how to handle it. There's a sense of I have to pull back and I have to embrace love. And I know that sounds so easy to do, but when this is in our existence, it's like, oh my gosh, how do I handle this? I have to plant the seeds of prosperity for myself. And everybody's problem cannot be my problem. Even though we're going to think in our optimistic, hopeful, beautiful way, oh, I can handle, I can handle, I can handle. You can handle a lot, Sagittarius, but sometimes we have to step back. And here with the Two of Cups, we're entering into love. We're entering into connection and hopes and dreams and a sense of healing, healing what has been damaged, what has been overrun, what has held us back before. And it doesn't open up the world to us. And we're going to think, oh, but it's supposed to, right? It's supposed to open up the world. But what if your world is meant to be where you stand right now? So with the Three of Wands reversed, it's like, where do you stand right now? And what do you want from right now? Not, even 5 days in the future. What do I want right now to be able to achieve, to mark this day as a success? And what if we start looking at life like that? Not about these big, long-term, intricate plans, though, yes, we do have to have those too, but about what do I want right now? How am I opening the door right now? And how am I moving me forward right now? And how am I embracing the best of me? So Mercury retrograde is going to bring up some really big questions, and it's going to have us looking at things in a very different way than we have before. And we're going to be seeing ourselves stepping further and further into us and further and further away from what doesn't align with us anymore. It's almost like we have a clarity. We're looking at things so differently. We have a clarity of insight, a clarity of being that's just like, oh, I got this. Oh, I see this. Oh, I understand this. And it's going to come. And as it comes, again, really hitting us either 2024, like the first day of 2024, or 3 weeks down the line. Either way, it's not a very long period of time at all. So here we have our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and it's soulful. We are not filling our cup, and we have to be mindful about this. Soul full, reverse is a soul empty. And I'm not saying that to be melodramatic, though that does sound rather dramatic, doesn't it? But it is a sense here of I have to fill up my energy. I have to fill up my soul. I have to fill up myself. I have to show up for me. And if I can do that, then the doors are open. And if I can't do that, then there's this constant state of panic or anxiety or like depression and fear around us. So it is saying to myself, and by saying to myself, and what Spirit is saying is say to yourself, Sagittarius, I need to do things that fill up my soul, things that are based in love, things that are based in kindness, but also things that are slow. Okay? I cannot emphasize enough how much Spirit is like, listen, you need to slow it down. I'm guilty of this myself. You wake up in the morning, you turn on, YouTube, or you start listening to something, you start reading things, and all of a sudden your day is just filled with hectic information after information after information. So here, or even just like, taking care of a family and getting everything's done and walking the dogs and doing this and doing that. And it's like, it doesn't stop. It's just chaos, chaos, chaos. And Spirit's like, slow it down. What if you slowed it down? What would that look like for you? And how would that enhance your being and your life? Our subconscious chakra message is I am presence reversed. And this is the crown chakra. I love this card. This is my favorite card. If you can see here, there's a woman's face right here, which, always makes me think of the Virgin Mary or any other deity that you want to think of, the Earth Mother Goddess or whatever. But here, and with the trees, I just think it's so pretty. I just think it's so pretty. But with it reversed, it's like we are not connecting with our presence, with our purpose here on this earthly plane. So the I am presence is I am what? First thing that comes to your mind, I am at peace. I am happy. I am content. I am loved. I am secure. I am, moving towards my dreams. I am building a wonderful existence, or I have a wonderful existence. I am greatness, power, surety, success. But I have seen this card so many times, and sometimes I think I am, and the words that come up are small, overwhelmed, terrified, depressed, absolutely anxiety riddled. I am barely holding on. And if that's you, first of all, I see you and I acknowledge that fear, that chaos, that's not a cool place to be. I'm not saying that, in a way that's flippant. It's in a way that's like, that is a terribly draining place to be. And when we're there, it just seems like it's a slippery slope, right? We can go darker and darker, and everything. I always see it like, when you're watching a show or a movie and it has like a sepia background to it, like sepia coloring, and they drain all the color, they enhance the green or the gray or whatever it is that they do. I hate watching things like that because it makes me think of being really, really, really sad. And it makes me sad. So I don't like those. And here I see it like that. So our I am presence is, how am I seeing the world in color and vibrancy? How am I embracing a little bit of a sparkle to my existence and opening up my heart? I am present. And I need to be present in my life and crown myself with that glory and that beauty. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Princess of Cups. Be mindful that we can feel like we need to have a temper tantrum at times. Emotions can be overwhelming. We can also really not want to be a student of our own hearts. We're like, don't worry, I got this. Let's be super practical. Let's be super grounded here. Or we can have energy like that in our life where we have somebody who's a bit of a drama llama and we're like, oh my gosh, could you please just calm it down. Everything's not the end of the world. Everything's not like, the biggest deal ever. Just calm it down. So do be mindful about this energy because it can send us into a bit of a spiral or make things really super intense. It brings us then to our subconscious tarot message, and this is the Four of Cups. So what God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe is saying, hey, listen, I know you're focusing over here, and I know that things have to get done. Totally understand that. But why not open up the door, right? Why not see the beautiful warm cup of hot chocolate, coffee, tea that I have right here for you? These are empty glasses. They're done. They need to be recycled. Here, you need to embrace your joy, your prosperity, and the warmth of a nice, cozy, warm drink. So Spirit is going to be pulling you out of a certain mindset, again, that's where the hangman comes in, a certain way of seeing things. And it's like, hey, listen, open up this door. See where it takes you. And we're kind of going to go a little bit kicking and screaming. Not so much that this is reversed, but there's a sense of, don't you understand that I have this to do? Don't you understand this is important? And Spirit's like, yeah, I get it, but so's this. So look at things differently. Open up the door. See where it takes you because you're going to be surprised. All right. All right, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this Mercury retrograde and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Sagittarius. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. And have a blessed Mercury retrograde and happy holidays. Bye.